Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Today I'd like to teach you something new. This, of course, is 6-card golf. Now, the game of golf, at least when it comes to cards, is very changeable, very customizable. There are a lot of different ways you can play it, but the standard is the 6-card version, which is what I have before you. So this is what your field, I guess, should look like after you've been dealt your 6 cards. And I'm just going to walk through what it looks like to play the game, and then we'll explain the finer details as we go along. So once you're dealt your 6 cards, you can flip any 2 of them. So I'm going to flip these 2, and you play this game with between 2 and 4 players with a single deck. If you'd like to play with more, just add another deck. So flip your 2 cards over, and the goal is to get the lowest score between all your 6 cards. To do that, you have a couple of options. So you have the draw pile and the discard pile, and what you want to do is get all 6 cards face up, and the score is based on cards in a column. So if we flip these 2 over right now, this would be worth 14 points, and that is because every card between 3 and 10 is worth their face value. A queen in this instance is worth 10 points. Same with a jack. King over here would be worth 0 points. A 2 is worth -2, and an ace is 1. However, if you have 2 cards of the same value in a column, that column would be worth 0. So let's flip all of these over and tally our points. So once a player flips all 6 of their cards, that ends the game, and you would then reveal all of your cards if they're not already revealed. I believe in certain variations you can also draw one final card after someone achieves all 6 of their cards. My family usually doesn't play that way, but we have in the past. So if that's something you want to do, you can do that. But you would reveal all your cards, add them up, and then whoever has the lowest score would then get a point. Or you could do it another way, where you usually play to 9, right? So you play 9 hands, and the lowest combined score wins. So you can do it either way, either lowest combined score or most points. But in this instance, we have 20, 40, and 54, which is an abysmal showing. So that is a rundown of the basics, kind of. But, you know, I've always been more of a visual learner. So let's take a look at how the game plays, and hopefully it'll make more sense that way. So let me see if I can just shuffle these together in a very non-traditional way. Okay. As you all know, if you've watched my content, my left hand over here does not work properly at all, so it's very difficult to shuffle normally. But I am working on it. I am getting there, so let's see what this looks like. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Let's get those those all together. And let's flip these two. So right now we have 14, and whoever dealt the cards, you would start left of the dealer and go clockwise. So in this instance, let's say we're playing against one other person, perhaps you, dear viewer. We're playing a friendly competition, and let's say you draw a card and you see a 7, and you say to yourself, well, I don't really want a 7. You are able to take the card that you have just drawn and add it to the discard pile. However, if I were to say I want this 7, and I take it from the discard pile and then change my mind, I'm not allowed to do that. I can't take a card from the discard pile and then put it back. So let's just run through this. So let's say you draw a 7 and discard it. I don't really want a 7. And I draw a king that's worth 0 points. And I think I'm going to get rid of the jack that is worth 10 points. And I am going to discard that. Let's say you have a face-up jack and you want 0 points, so you take the face-up jack, you add it to your hand on top of your other jack, and now your column is worth 0 points. Let's see here. I have another king. Now what I could do is take this king and put it here, and that would be 2 cards of face value, and that would then make this worth 0 points. So that is something you can do. I don't know that I would necessarily recommend it, because a king by itself is already worth 0, and maybe it's worth it to reveal a different card and ensure that you have 0 in one column. But for purposes of demonstration, I'm just going to stick with the kings. And now it would be your turn, so you draw a 10. You don't really want a 10, so you discard it. I've drawn a queen. I don't really want a queen, and I discard it. Let's say, however, you have a face-up queen on the other side, so you take a queen, and now you have 2 columns worth 0 points. And in that instance, you would be utterly destroying me right now, because I only have the 1. So let's draw a new card. I get a 4. 4 is a nice low number, and I reveal a 5. Let's say you take that 5 as a decent low number, and now you only have 1 card that is not face up. A jack. I don't really want a jack. You don't really want a jack. The jack stays there. You draw a 10. You don't really want a 10. You discard a 10. I draw a 6. 6 is not the worst, so I'm going to take the 6 and put it over here. And I'm going to reveal a 3. Let's say you take that 3 and you add it on top of the 5 that you have, and now you would have 2 columns with jacks in them, making them, or a column with jacks in them, making it a point total of 0, a column with queens in it, making it a point total of 0, and a column with a 3 and a 5, making it 8 total points. Now, that would mean I then have to reveal my final 2 cards. So over here I have a 9 and a 6, and here I have an ace and a 4. So that would be 5 here, 0, and 15. So that is 20 points for me. You would then get a piece of paper and write the totals. So let me do that actually, and we'll play some more. Okay, give me just a second. I have a notebook off to the side, so let me put in. You had 8, and I had 5. 15, I had 20. So that is 1 point to you. And I'll say that we will play to 4. So you would then take all of your cards, add them back here, and shuffle. Again, I am not the best at explaining things. I never have been. Hold on. Get in there. There we go. But visually is always, I think, the best way to learn something. So the more we play, hopefully, the easier it becomes to understand. Having a bit of trouble here on the left side. Oh, that was terrible. Let's try again. Okay, get in there. There we go. When in doubt, just mash things together, and it should work. Okay. So, discard pile. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Of course, this is all demonstrative. We have to make quite a lot of assumptions about our fictional second player, but we have a 3 and a jack. Alright, so second player to the left would draw an 8 and say, I don't really want an 8. I would draw a 7. 7 is kind of not the best, but I'll take it for now and reveal a 10. Of course, the second player doesn't really want a 10. A 4, they'll take a 4, and let's say after they've taken that 4, they reveal another 10. I don't want a 10, so I will draw and find myself a jack. So now this column here is worth 0. I have revealed a queen. Let's say they have a face-up queen, so they take that, and they reveal another 10. We've seen 3 of 4 10s already. How nice. So they have a column of queens and a 4. Very nice. Now, do I want a 10? Not particularly. So let's say I draw an ace. Now, what I can do is I can replace this 7 with an ace and hopefully lower my final score. Alright, so we've revealed a 7. Let's say they don't want a 7, they reveal an 8. Let's say their other face-up card is an 8, so they now have a column of queens, a column of 8s, and a 4. Okay, so they have 2 columns worth 0 and a 4. I draw myself another ace. I can put that here, and this is now 2 columns of 0 and a column of aces and a 3. So currently I'm winning by a point. This time around, second player draws another 8. They say no thank you. I draw a 2. Do I keep this 2 or do I replace it with the 3? I think I'm going to keep it. 5 as a nice low number. So our second player over here has a column of queens, a column of 8s, a 4, and let's say their final revealed card was a 7. So for them, let's say, of course, hypothetically, that our second player has a 4 and a 7. That would then be 11. And we have a 3 and a 2. That would then be 5. If we are playing for point total, that would mean we are now at 25. And our second player, our accomplice, is now at 11 plus 8 is 19. So that was quite a good round for us. Okay. But if we are playing for points, that would then be a point each. So, depends on how you prefer your scoring. And in this instance, I prefer the point system. So that is what we will continue with. And so we both have a point each. Let's then see who takes the lead. Okay, get in there. One more. Don't want to spend too much time shuffling, of course. But, you know, I need to practice getting my left hand back up to speed. So, there we go. I'll say that's good and shuffled. One. You know what? I think I'll actually deal the second player over here. So 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, 5, 5, 6, and 6. Okay, so let's reveal this card, and over on the other player's hand, they have drawn a 2 and a 5. Okay, so you can't see the other player's hand, of course, because I only have the one camera, but I will do my best to try it. So, the left player goes first. They draw a 2. They'll keep that 2 and reveal a 6. I'm not really feeling that 6, so I will draw a 7, and I'll just get rid of it. Player 2 draws a 3. They take that 3, put it here, reveal a 6. I'm not feeling that 6 either, so I will draw a queen, and I don't want the queen. Left-hand player draws an 8. They say no thank you. I will draw a king. That's worth 0. I'll put that over here, get rid of that 9. They don't really want a 9. They draw a king. They take that king, put it here. They only have one card left. They have forfeited a 2. I will take the 2. I will put that 2 here and secede a jack. They have drawn a 4, which is not good news for me because they're going to take that 4 and reveal a 4 as well. Now, of course, I'm playing where when one player reveals, you then reveal and call it good, and not the final card rule. So that's a 9, a 2, and a jack. So in this column we have 2, this column we have 12, and this column we have 12 for a total of 26, which is quite a poor performance. The second player has 5 plus 7, which is also 12. So that's 26 to 12. Congratulations to our second player for achieving another point. They only need 2 more for victory. Of course, we're going a little quick, but this is all for the purposes of demonstration, obviously. So let's try this again. Not bad. Oh Lord. And at some point, I probably do need to consider surgery for my left hand to get it properly fixed, but for the time being, I am too young for such a thing. Hold on. I'll just mash these together like that and call it good. Of course, the towel I use as a tablecloth is getting a bit squished, but that's fine. Our discard pile is an ace, sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Let's make sure that's right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And player 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, everything is well and good over on the second side. Alright, let's begin. We reveal a king and a 3. Alright, not bad. Second player reveals a 2 and a jack. So, second player goes first. They take the ace. They reveal a 2. Now they have an ace on top of a 2, which makes that column 1 point. Since there's a 2 here, I will take that and put it on top of my king. There's a 9. Second player doesn't really want a 9. They don't want a queen either. I draw a 6. I'll pass on the 6. The second player draws a 7. They'll pass on the 7. I draw another 6. I'll pass on the 6. Another queen. They'll pass on queen. I draw a 8. I don't want an 8. Second player doesn't want the 8. A 9. I'll pass on that. Jack. I've now lost track of who's actually going now. I think this is second player, actually. I'm just going to say it is because I've confused myself. So they take a jack, put that on top of their jack. They reveal an ace. I will take the ace. I will put it with the 3. I reveal a 4. Second player takes the 4, reveals a jack. I'm not really feeling the jack. I draw a 4. I will take that. I'll give up a 5. Second player will pass on the 5. I draw a king. I will take the king. Surrender a 9. And the second player reveals a 4. So they have a total of 1. They have 2 jacks, 2 4s, an ace and a 2. Ace is worth 1 point. 2 is worth -2 points. 1 minus 2 is actually -1. If my math is correct, that's actually -1. So they lose a point if we're doing cumulative total, but we're not. So they have very likely won, considering I have 2, 4, and 0 minus 2 is -2. 4 minus 6 minus 2 is 4, so they have 1. And now take a 3-1 lead. Of course, there's always a chance that my math is wrong, because I'm not physically writing anything down, even though I should be. And it's very possible I missed some things. And I'm sure the comments will let me know if I've missed anything important. So let's now go for what might be the final round. Come on. Get in there. Get in there. There we go. Took some persuasion, but that's fine. And one more. Now, even if we don't win, I'm going to say it's the final round regardless, because I have a lot to get done today. I've been slacking on my work, so this is the final round. Okay? Stick that here. Discard pile. 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, 5, 5, 6, and 6. Okay, let's do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Move those aside. And the second player. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Alright, we reveal a 3 and a king. They reveal a 3 and a jack. Alright. Left player goes first and actually takes the jack. Reveals a 5. I don't want the 5. I don't want the 9 either. Second player draws an ace. Reveals a 4. I will take the 4, put it here. Surrender an 8. Second player reveals a 6. Doesn't want it. I reveal a 3. And surrender a jack. They've already stacked their jacks. They reveal a 3 and surrender the ace. I will take the ace. Surrender a 4. They will take the 4. They surrender a 4. I'll take the 4. Reveal a 5. They'll pass on 5, draw a king. They take the king. Reveal a 9. I reveal a 2. And of course they have 3, 3, jack, jack, king, 4. They have 4 points. I have 6, 7. I have 7 points. And I lost anyway. So I hope this video has given you a better explanation or understanding of how to play this game. And as always, I thank you all for your incredible continued support of this channel, and I hope to speak with you all again soon. Goodbye for now.